Hi everyone. I'm not entirely sure where to start with this video, but I thought that I would come and talk a little bit. I don't have too much time. My life is quite in the transition mode at the current state. But there was a video that went around that someone took of me and my kiddos at the park where my youngest was climbing on top of a car. And I've been on the internet an extremely long time, where I know that the internet loves to take stuff like that and then also play the game of telephone and add more to it, take stuff away, ignore certain parts of it, or just fabricate more and more as the story gets told. Things like I had left them completely unattended for an extended period of time, taking photos, taking selfies, playing video games. People had to come retrieve me from the forest to help my son down from the car. Just all of these like extra fabrications that weren't true. So I'd like to just come on and just shed some light on what actually occurred, which is another reason why I had mentioned on my Instagram that I've been dealing with domestic abuse and domestic violence for several years now, but since my separation it has gotten progressively worse week by week. That week specifically when the video was filmed was probably one of the worst weeks of my life in terms of domestic violence. That was one of the worst weeks of my life, and I had been continuing to ask for help from people close to me. I'm sorry, hold on. I didn't think that I'd cry about this. I've had to talk about this situation so many times recently. I had asked for help from people in my life over and over, and nobody was helping. I was doing it all alone, and I had said that so many times that I was in an unsafe environment and nobody was listening. So in that video, I had stepped away, had a little cry at the edge of the tree line where I could see all three of my children, and then I noticed Callie started going for the car, and that's when I started walking back. During that is when my daughter also... Hi everyone. I can't remember where the video stopped, but again, I could not hold it together in that moment anymore. I knew that I needed to step away because I have cried in front of my children so often recently that like I've started to like pull back from doing that. And so I stepped away because I could not hold it together anymore, and I was not going to cry in front of the whole park nor in front of my kids. So I stepped to the tree line where I knew that I could have a second but also keep an eye on everybody. Once I saw Callie was on the car, I started walking back. Brinley also noticed and came to me at the same exact time. I was already on my way. I removed Callie from the car immediately and sat back down on the blanket. Nobody was not being watched. I was not like gallivanting around a forest taking selfies or anything like that. It was just a really hard week, and I was doing everything that I could without the help that I so desperately was asking for. But since that video I think is like 4 weeks old. I mean, it just got posted, but since that video, I knew that I could not rely on the people close to me anymore. And so I have been working with, hold on, that video, sorry, my brain is not working. Since that video, which is about 4 weeks old, I knew I could no longer rely on the people close to me. And so I have reached out for help through other avenues. I am working closely with a social worker who has
I do not want to be crying on the internet. Jesus fucking Christ. The social worker, the DHS worker, Department of Human Services, if you don't know what DHS is, it's basically like CPS, but I've been working very closely with her to get help, and she has been the most supportive person in my life recently and has changed my life, with help with support groups and getting set up with a navigator, which, if you don't know what a navigator is, they are basically a patient navigator. You can Google that and figure out more about them, but they basically just help you figure shit out. I have removed myself and I'm now more in a safe environment because of her, and I'm doing so much better, even though it's so much harder, and I am gonna keep going. I can't remember where the video stopped. And now that I've cried on the internet, that's just kind of where I'm at. Since that video have become, well, not since that video, but like since that time of my life, 4 weeks ago or 5, however long ago it was, honestly time is an illusion to me at this point. I have become so much more present. I have been getting so much more help. I have been not afraid to ask and reach out to people. I have set so many new boundaries that have kept me so much safer. And yeah, I'm really proud of myself, even though it, you know, had gotten to a point that I feel like I shouldn't have let it get it to. I just know that I will never put myself in a position like that again, or my babies. So yeah, that's all. I have a lot going on right now, like I mentioned. I have a lot of things I want to cross off my list before I keep creating, but creating is something that brings me joy and has always brought me joy, and so I have no plans on letting anybody tell me where I can and can't be. And the internet is a place for everybody, and it is a place for me, and so I will continue to be here. And I feel good about that decision, so I will see you guys sometime in the near future. Bye. And now that I've cried